Have you ever seen someone who is genuinely good, soft with their parents, honest, praying, trying, and then life hits them anyway? A sickness that won't leave, a betrayal they didn't deserve, a loss that makes the heart whisper, "Why would Allah allow this?" Tonight we're going to answer that question with calm, with truth, and with hope. Because Islam doesn't ask you to pretend you're not hurting. It teaches you how to hurt without losing Allah.
I think this a lot, because the nicest people sometimes cry the most.
And sometimes the rude people look like they're winning.
Then let's fix the way we look at life, so our hearts don't get tricked by what we see.
In this episode, we will cover 4 things: what this world is meant to be, why hardship is not always punishment, why unfair pain happens in a world of human choices, and what you can do, spiritually and practically, when your life feels heavy.
And we'll answer the biggest fear behind that question. Does Allah care? Because believing Allah is our Rahman means you don't interpret pain as abandonment. You interpret it through wisdom. Islam never said, "Be good and life will be easy." Islam said, life is a test. Allah tells us people won't be left to just say, "We believe," without being tried, and that He created life and death to test which of us are best in deeds. Allah even tells us plainly that we will be tested with fear, hunger, and loss. So hardship isn't evidence something went wrong. It's part of the journey. So when something hurts, the believer doesn't only ask, "Why is this happening?" They also ask, "What is Allah building inside me through this? What part of my heart is being purified? What part of my life is being redirected?"
But why do the good people seem to get the hardest tests?
First, because hardest is not always what it looks like. Sometimes the person who looks comfortable is being tested with ease, wealth, attention, and ego, tests that can quietly destroy the heart. And second, because the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught that if Allah wants good for someone, He tests them. So a heavy test can be a sign of Allah intending good, purifying you, waking you up, raising you, if you respond with Iman.
So, good people being tested doesn't mean Allah is angry?
Not at all. A believer can be loved and still be tested. The test is not the opposite of love. Sometimes it is a form of love.
When people see hardship, they often assume Allah is angry. But Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that no fatigue, illness, sadness, or hurt, even a prick from a thorn, touches a believer, except that Allah removes sins through it. That changes everything. It means pain can be purification, not revenge, but mercy in a hard form. It doesn't mean you enjoy suffering. It means you don't waste it. You turn it into dua, patience, and closeness.
And here is a gentle truth. Our view is small. We only see the moment. Allah sees what this moment will produce in 10 years and what it will produce in the hereafter. So we hold the pain, but we don't accuse Allah.
But what about an innocent person? A child? Someone who didn't do anything wrong?
Then we remember, not every hardship is linked to personal sin. Some hardships are simply part of living in this world. And Allah's justice is not limited to what you see in one lifetime. The world might delay fairness, but the day of judgment does not. A lot of bad things are simply people hurting people, lying, abusing, cheating, oppressing. Allah allowing choice is not Allah approving evil. This world is the place of choice. The next world is the place of perfect justice. Every zulm will be judged. Every tear will be counted. No one gets away with cruelty just because they looked fine for a few years.
So Allah lets people choose even if they choose wrong?
Yes. Without choice, there is no real faith, no real patience, no real courage. But listen carefully. Patience does not mean staying in harm. If you're being abused, if you're unsafe, if your mind is breaking, seek help. Islam tells you to take means, to protect yourself, to speak to trusted people, and to reach professionals if needed. Patience is not silence in zulm. Patience is staying with Allah while you walk the halal path to safety, healing, and help.
That's why sometimes bad things happen to good people simply because good people live among people who are not good. But Allah sees the difference, even if the world doesn't. Now let's hold a story that heals hearts. Prophet Ayub, peace be upon him. He had blessings. Then the test came, layer by layer. His health weakened. His comfort disappeared. His days became heavy. And Shaitan whispered the oldest poison, if Allah loved you, you wouldn't be suffering. Ayub did not turn that pain into doubt. He turned it into a quiet bond with Allah. He called upon Allah with humility. He didn't speak like someone demanding answers. He spoke like a servant who knows his Lord is merciful. And Allah answered him and restored him. That is the lesson. Faith is not pretending the pain is small. Faith is refusing to let pain make Allah feel small.
That's what makes Ayub a lighthouse for every wounded heart. He didn't worship Allah because life was smooth. He worshipped Allah because Allah is worthy, whether the sky is clear or stormy. And Allah restored him, not because Allah had forgotten him before, never, but because every stage of that test can become guidance for people until the end of time.
So his pain wasn't wasted.
Not a drop of it. Sometimes the ease comes after, like a door opening you didn't expect. And sometimes the ease is inside the hardship. A heart that finally returns, a prayer with sincerity, a life that becomes meaningful, a soul that stops living for approval. And Allah tells us He does not burden a soul beyond its capacity. So even when you feel like you can't carry it, remember, Allah already knows the strength He placed inside you, even if you can't see it yet. One day you may look back and realize, this hardship didn't only break me, it rebuilt me.
And remember, outward comfort is not always victory, and outward hardship is not always loss. Some people are smiling while they're empty. Some people are struggling while Allah is writing for them something huge.
So, what should I say to someone who is suffering?
Don't accuse them, don't lecture them. Make dua for them, sit with them, remind them Allah is near. And if you can help in a real way, help, even if it's small.
Let's turn everything into simple steps.
1. Rename the moment. Don't call it Allah hates me. Call it Allah is testing me, cleaning me, or raising me. That one change protects your iman.
2. Hold on to the words Allah taught the patient hearts. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. You belong to Allah, and you are returning to Allah. This life is not the final home.
3. Make dua with honesty. Ask Allah for well-being, healing, and ease. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to ask for afiyah. Suffering is not a badge you must chase. Relief is a mercy you can ask for.
4. Take one small action daily, one prayer on time, one page of Qur'an, one walk, one honest conversation. Healing often comes through small, consistent doors.
5. Remember what hardship can mean for a believer. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught that even the smallest pain can erase sins, and that trials can be a sign Allah intends good. So instead of asking, how do I escape this immediately? Also ask, how do I come out of this closer to Allah, cleaner, softer, and stronger?
And 6. Don't carry it alone. Allah created us to lean on each other. Tell a trusted person. Ask for support. You're not weak for needing help. You're human.
So why do bad things happen to good people? Because this world is not Jannah, it is the test before Jannah. And the judge of this test is not careless. He is the most wise and the most just.
If you're hurting today, don't measure Allah by your moment. Measure your moment by Allah. And next episode, we'll talk about something many hearts struggle with right after hardship. How do I keep hope alive when I've been disappointed again and again? We'll learn it together, inshallah.
I need that, because hope feels hard sometimes.
But we're not alone. Allah is with us.
And everyone watching, please like and share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Jazakallah khair.